Hey everyone, thanks again for coming out as always. So, for the first one here, intelligence and intervention can be controversial themes. The main point the professor stance on covert actions in. One is Guatemala, where we overthrew Arbenz, but it ended up being a disaster because it caused civil war. The second is Iran, where we overthrew Mossadegh, and that was a disaster because by the time you get to 1979, the mullahs had all the power, the mosque, because under the dictatorship, people would go to the mosque to express their politics, and then they would become bit by bit, year by year, more politicized. So the long-term negative effects of these covert operations. So this is really, really important. The other thing is, as the book states, if you've been following the book, it's pretty good. I don't like everything about it, but drawing on both the book and the lectures, downward politicization is essentially the consumer of intelligence, that is the policymaker, gives incentives for certain information. Whether or not you think Gabbard is being very political, politicizing information, they're going after the former president, Barack Obama, etc., is going to be up to you. But regardless, I think intelligence has been, to a certain degree, very, very politicized because people just don't like, due to cognitive dissonance, groupthink, etc., information that contradicts our worldview. And one of the things that's interesting, if you watch that Edward Bernays video on Guatemala, this is the role propaganda has in national security. One of the reasons I was solicited by the CIA was because I lived in Nicaragua 8 years, and I actually published articles in Nicaraguan newspapers, and they liked that because then you could go out and write propaganda articles for the CIA, the US government, etc. That wouldn't be my thing to do because I think that's not the problem. But that kind of propaganda is very, very important. Now, this is the first place I ever saw a mass was in Bogota. I was there when the COVID broke out. And one of the things about intelligence came out after was we were not ready for a world pandemic. You always heard about these pandemics, the bird flu, the donkey flu, the pig flu, all these different flus, and Ebola even. They're very bad, and a lot of people die. I'm not trying to minimize the suffering, but it never hit the United States to such a degree that the COVID did. If you were walking around earlier, like a year earlier or 2 years earlier and said there was going to be a massive pandemic, we're going to run out of toilet paper, etc., people would say, you're crazy. And then it happened. So I think it's natural that people aren't prepared for something that never happened, So, and obviously it did. When I say never, I'm talking about in our lifetime, not the influenza after World War I. That was before my lifetime, I swear. So spying and the human intelligence is still alive today, as we saw in the lecture on Brazil. However, one theory, the video, this is women serve as effective spies due to the fact that they are more aware of their surrounding and ideas behind maternity theory. Maternity theory is the idea that people, because the mother, now it's changing, but the mother is the primary caregiver, and people have this kind of just intrinsic trust with women. So their argument is that women can actually get to places that men cannot. And it's not ridiculous. Men, when you look at a lot of these spies, they move up the ladder by just flirting with men. Are we really, as a man's point of view, that superficial? Yes. All right. So I just speak for myself. The lectures and videos covered concerns with intelligent and human and spying. These include all of these. I think is very important. Policies of the 2004 Intelligence Reform Act created more bureaucracy than it failed to create, say, efficiency. One of the things that's interesting, I used to use a book in the U.S. Foreign Policy, Paul Pillar's book, and he made that argument. We have politicization of information, double agents like Ana Montes, who was an agent for us and then giving information to Cuba, and then triple agents. he was a Cuban spy, but then he was, tapped over by the United States, and then he went back to Cuba to give that information out. You got to watch out. He was actually a children's doctor or something like that, spoke English, and he really tricked it because, a lot of people don't understand. People actually love their country. People even in Russia might not like Putin, but, they still support their country just like us. You might not like a politician, but you don't want a Russian invasion of your country or them, spying on your nation. So thanks a lot, everyone, for coming out and listening to this. And I hope you have a beautiful day and weekend and life.